Hi, you guys. Welcome back. And of course, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy, and in this episode of the Mystical Moon series, we're going to be discussing how to create your own new moon rituals. So stay tuned. The new moon is the very first phase of the moon's 29.5-day cycle. And as you know, if you watched episode number 1 of the Mystical Moon series, that the new moon is when the moon is not necessarily visible in our nighttime sky. Because when the moon is in the new moon phase, the sun and the moon are aligned, and therefore, there is no reflected light coming to the earth from the moon. So we just can't see the moon because the sun's light is not being reflected off of the face of the moon that we can see. So because the new moon is the very beginning phase of all the moon's phases, the new moon is the best time to start a new beginning. It's the perfect time for a course correction, to start something new, or to set some goals that you wish to achieve in the near future. So in today's video, I'm just going to kind of give you guys some ideas on how to create your own new moon ritual. So the idea of setting yourself up with a new moon ritual is simply creating for yourself a set of practices that you commit to doing during each new moon. So whatever you decide to do, whatever system you decide to set up for your own new moon rituals, just be sure to use it, each month when the new moon rolls around. See how you like it. And then soon you'll start to notice that it's easier to set goals. It's easier to follow through with those goals. And it's easier to give your attention to what you actually intend to do with your life, because you're actually giving yourself the time and the space to make plans for that. So the most important part about a new moon ritual is just understanding the ebb and flow of life. How sometimes there's the time to check our status on where we are with our goals, but sometimes it's actually just time to set new goals and to set a new path for ourselves. And the new moon is the best time for setting goals, changing our course, or simply to reflect on what we want to create or accomplish in our lives. All you're going to have to do is set an intention and give it attention. Your ritual can be as complex or as simple as you want it to be. A ritual is simply a practice that you are committing yourself to doing on a regular basis. So if you are interested in creating your own new moon ritual, all you have to do is set a good intention for the ritual, give your intention as much attention as possible, and you really do need to commit to it. You need to make a promise to yourself that it's important to you and that you're actually going to set aside some time to do the self-reflection and to actually make the ritual work for you. The new moon is not really the time to rehash your old goals or to see where you stand in goals that you've already made. No, the new moon is brand new beginnings. So I believe that it is the best time to actually sit down and think of new goals that you want to reach, to think of new things that you want to bring into your life, into your being, or into your experience. So the first step to creating the perfect new moon ritual is right before the new moon, take some time to make a list. And this list should just include anything new that you want to bring into your life. And since new moons are a time for new beginnings, it is highly recommended that you cleanse any negative or unwanted energies from your space before you begin any of your new moon rituals. So before you begin with the ritual that you decide to do for the new moon, I recommend getting out some sage, a sage smudge stick, and smudging your home, or at least the space that you want to perform your new moon rituals in. So what you would do is just light your sage smudge, which I've shown you in other videos in the past. So if you do not know how to use sage, go ahead and check that video out. But otherwise, light your sage, let the smoke fill the room and go into all the corners, and then simply open the windows to let that smoke just carry out all of the old, stagnant, and unwanted energies that have been stuck in your space. So once you have cleansed your space and made a list of what you want to accomplish in this new moon phase, now it's time to decide what type of ritual you would want to perform to bring honor and to bring attention into the intentions that you set for the new moon. Meditation is always on the top of my list for rituals that you can perform for any occasion. So in the case of the new moon, meditation is a wonderful way to kind of bring in the energy of the new moon. Because as you meditate, you can also reflect on, just give yourself some time for self-reflection and kind of change the course that in areas where maybe your life is not necessarily going exactly how you wanted it to go. So meditation is a great way to just kind of reconcile anything that's just not really adding up in your life, because it gives you that time to really quiet your mind chatter and to just find that peace and balance within yourself where you can think more clearly. And then by thinking more clearly, you begin to act more in alignment with the true intentions that you want to put out into the world. So meditation is a great way to connect with yourself at the beginning of the new moon phase. Another great new moon ritual that I love to practice is to take a cleansing bath during the new moon. Now, I don't just mean to fill your tub with water and just take a bath. I mean to make it a ritual. So, use essential oils, Epsom salt to cleanse all of the energy from your body as well as your aura, and really just make it like a new beginning. So the bath is not a regular bath, it is a cleansing ritual bath. I have even been known to put rose petals in there if I want to bring more, self-love into my life for the month, for instance. But this is definitely something that you will want to tailor to exactly what you want out of the ritual. So a cleansing bath is another great way that you can kind of get the moon phases started off right and just kind of clear your body, mind, and spirit to make way for all the newness that you want to bring into your life. If you're like me and you love working with crystals, then the new moon is another great time to put your crystals to work. So another great idea for a new moon ritual would be to find any crystal that you want to incorporate with the goals that you're setting for yourself. So for instance, if you are wanting more confidence or something along those lines, you might want to work with citrine as well as clear quartz, for instance. So if you would like to work with crystals as your new moon ritual, I would basically find a crystal that holds the healing properties or benefits that you want to acquire from the crystal during your new moon ritual. So you could also make a crystal grid. So working with a specific crystal to help you to reach your goal is a great way to use crystals in your new moon ritual, or just to create a crystal grid that will help you to give that attention to your intention for the new moon. So either of those options are great ways to help bring crystals into your new moon ritual. And of course, I always like to recommend journaling. Journaling is a great way to bring all of your thoughts out to the surface. There are a lot of times where I'm not real sure how clear I am about how I feel about something until I actually sit down with my journal and just write out my thoughts. And it's almost like once you have your thoughts down on paper, it's almost like a nice clearing of your mind. So it's good to just kind of let it all out onto your journal pages, and then you can begin your new moon ritual with a clear and clean slate, and just kind of like, you know, leave all of the last month's stuff behind and really try to focus on starting from a very brand new beginning. And so a great way to start from a brand new beginning is to journal, to let out all of your thoughts, your emotions, or even to help you come up with resolution to any conflict that you had, you know, in the previous weeks. So it's a smart idea to journal before doing any of your other new moon rituals or goal setting, because then you're just kind of clearing all that old stuff out of your mind, letting yourself have more clarity and have better insight for the new goals that you want to create with the new moon. Be sure to put your comment down below. Let me know what you plan on doing for your new moon ritual. There is a new moon in Gemini coming up on May 22nd, so that gives us a little bit of time to try to decide exactly what ritual we would like to perform for the new moon. I am creating the Mystical Moon series to help us all to kind of harmonize with and harness the energy of our moon. The moon is such a powerful and mystical force in every one of our lives. So the more that we learn about the moon and how we can use the energy of each of the moon's phases in our day-to-day life, then we can certainly enhance our life on multiple different levels. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big old like. And of course, if you are a viewer but not yet a subscriber, I would love for you to click subscribe right under this video. And once you have subscribed, you can then click the bell and be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.